Tesco's, Aldi, Lidl, they're all wrong. The British public are wrong, but Rachel from accounts is right. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I mean, let's put this into the context, right? The supermarkets are, of course, going to be backing farmers because we know that obviously they are kind of hand in hand in business, right? You know, lots of farms, you know, Waitrose have their own farm, for example. The rest of the supermarkets are either investors or have very close business relationships. So it'd be very bizarre if the supermarkets wouldn't come on board. And you're talking about the public. There's actually no evidence to suggest that every single poll I've seen suggests that people are massively supporting the farmers. Let's remember, 25% of farms are going to be affected by this. Even worst case scenarios I've seen is about a third, right? This is really coming down to money. And actually, let's think about who owns most of the farms and estates in this country. 30% are aristocrats. 30% are corporate or private investors. So we're talking about, poor, the small farmer. Majority of them are being handed down from hereditary peers. Lots of them are owned by private investors, and lots of them are owned by people that don't want to pay inheritance tax. Why should people that work hard for their first, second property that have to pay inheritance tax have to pay it, and farmers are exempt? It's a double standards, and Labour have finally put an end to it.
I'll just a couple of points to correct there. Polls, 58% of the British public back a farmers' protest, only 13% don't, and more than half of the public, 55% to be precise, would support farmers if they decided to actually go on strike. But Mo, do you want to come back to what Alex was saying there about this idea that actually, of course, the big supermarkets, because that's today's development, of course the big supermarkets would go into bat for the farmers because, well, they're in business with them. This is not an accurate representation of what's right.
Yeah, no, supermarkets understand the food chain, and they probably understand it, I dare say, a little bit better than your person that you've had on here this evening. I mean, look, Alex, it's not easy spinning for the government. You're probably one of the only people that are out there trying to defend this ghastly policy. You know, as I've said, and as Patrick pointed out, it's actually Labour voters as well who are against this policy. So, you know, rather than dig your heels in, I think it's just best that we get the rural experts like the National Farmers Union, the CLA, Countryside Alliance, around the table to find a way out of this mess. This is a really ugly look for the Labour Party. It looks like it's completely out of touch. It looks like they're picking on farmers. You could almost hear in Alex's voice this kind of hatred towards farmers, and it's so disappointing to hear that. I talk to farmers on a daily basis. I hear the pain in their voices, and with all due respect, Alex, you're wrong on this one. Labour, the Treasury, they need to rethink this policy now.